Oh man, what have I got myself into? I must have purchased the worst example of an LS430 on the market right now. This is it. You may be asking yourself, why would you go out and buy the worst example of a car? Well, wasn't my intention. I was in the market for a daily driver that has everything I want. This ticked all the bells. I also wanted something that had a little bit of a, I don't know how you say character. This car has basically every option. It's the modern luxury version of the LS430, which means it has I think all of them have folding mirrors, but it has keyless entry. It has nav, cooled seats, Mark Levinson. So I mean, it has everything that you'd want in an LS430. It's just, there's a lot of extra. Every single wheel curbed. This car is scratched everywhere possible. Name an area, you'll find one. There's a good one right there. And you may be thinking to yourself, oh my, this thing must have 1 million miles on it. Keep guessing how many miles are on it. This was the first thing I noticed when the dude pulled up to me and I saw the car. First thing when I got out of my car and looked at this car, first thing I saw. I guess notch in the tire. These two tires on this side, way more curved than the other side. I don't know, I can live with it though. So that was one of my main gripes with the car, was just aesthetically and mentally knowing that I'm gonna have to put new tires on the car. But I mean, so like, I don't know, how far back am I? Let's say 10 feet. Man, that thing looks nice. Are you guys still guessing on how many miles are on it? No key. This is 2004 technology. Pretty nice, huh? 91,000 miles. Would you have guessed that from the damage? Has every single light on. When I bought the car, I knew that the tire light was on when I bought the car, but after driving the car to work one time before COVID hit my city, driving to work, the check engine and traction light came on, and I was like, dang, I am so in trouble. But I mean, you know, for the most part, this thing looks nice. The leather looks nice. Here looks nice. Now let's talk about what's mainly wrong with it. You may be asking yourself, bro, do you really just drive around with a meter stick in your car? No, not normally, I don't, to answer that question. Something that should have got me first thing when I went to go buy this car. When you pop the hood, sometimes this thing gets stuck up like that. And if you don't make it go back down, which I don't know why it won't go back down right now. If you don't make it go back down, the hood will just totally slam and you'll just keep slamming it. So I'll need to fix that. But check this thing out. That's another story right there. So let's talk about what's wrong with this thing. Give me a sec. All right, so what's wrong with the car? Looks all nice and clean under here. I gave one wipe off actually because they did the old detail for retail. The person who sold this car was acting like he was a private buyer, like blah, blah, I live around the corner, something or another. I met the dude. Turns out him and his buddies have a shop around the corner and they have a little car business. I'm sure everything they're doing is legal and whatever, but it just seemed not right in my opinion. But so going over the Carfax. All right, so here are the Carfax. I got the Carfax on the car before I bought the car. 90,000 miles last reporting. Thought to myself, the odometer hadn't been messed with. 90,000 miles on it, 430 sounds good. Immediately I noticed it was from the north. New Jersey first owner, New Jersey second owner, District of Columbia third owner. 90,000 miles sounds good. Has damage reported right there. But so like I said and later, it did say it was hit on the back. Clearly it has hit or things have hit it on every side. Okay, so first owner drove it up to about 50,000 miles. Second owner drove it up to about 55,000 miles. Everything seems normal except for it being in the north. This is what I liked though, that it was serviced at Lexus. But so this is where it gets pretty crazy. Transmission replaced, 69,000 miles. That was when the timing belt and water pump was also replaced. But transmission being replaced on an LS430, I'd never heard of that before. Continuing on here, this is where it says around 80,000 miles the car was hit in the rear. Even though the car was hit in the rear, it still has scratches all over the rear end. Pads, brakes, yeah. So up until 2019, late 2019, the car was serviced at Lexus. Timing belt was done at 69,000 miles. So I'll talk about the Carfax if I haven't talked about it already. But so on the odometer, 91,000 miles, this thing just had its timing belt done. I was thinking in my head, man, this thing won't have to have any work done. So the alternator, my guess, is what's wrong with it. Stereo won't turn on anymore unless it's plugged into a charger, a trickle charger or something. So the amp won't fire on without more power to it, which isn't the biggest deal. Put an alternator in, that's fine. This car must have had the craziest life though. Give me a second and let me open this. That button on the foot. Oh, son of a bitch. The button on the footwell over there goes to the siren. Interesting. It won't turn on right now, just like stereo won't turn on, but I think once I get the alternator working, it'll start working. But so on the Carfax as well, it shows no accidents, blah, 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 whatever. This thing has been repainted so many times. I'm actually sort of bummed that I didn't notice how bad this is getting already. It's just bubbling. Okay, well, it doesn't look like I'm gonna find that thingamajang, but you live and you learn or something or another. But so when I first called this guy about this car, I was asking him, is it a northern? Is it a southern car? Does it have rust on it? He was like, no, man, it was from Georgia. And I'm acting like he was like some like really American speaking dude. He was some Indian dude living in the country. So boom, check mark. That should have been another ticker that something's off. But so I asked him, any rust on the car? He was like, no, it's from Georgia. Can't really see right there. I mean, there's rust all over the car. If you look under the car, it's rusted. If you look right here, let's try and see it. The exhaust is all rusted. Check out that spot right there where there's no catalytic converter or whatever's supposed to be there. Maybe it was just supposed to be a pipe, but so the exhaust has before been rusted out. Check up there. I don't know if you can see leaking oil. When I bought this car, it was low on oil. My dumb ass was like, I got some 5W30 from my last Lexus. I'll put some in, just top it off. Somehow my dumb ass filled it up way too much. So I'm waiting right now until COVID settles down. I don't need to work right now. I'm gonna take it to the shop and have them do everything they need to do, because I mean, I'm not working on it. I don't work on cars for a living. Okay, so I don't know where we are in the video. It got all messed up. A whole bunch of people came here, something or another. The hood will not close at this point. This is the first time that I haven't been able to fully get it to close without trying. This thing, again, will not close fully down. This is just more on the top of this car just fucking sucks right now. But so we were talking about the Carfax and everything. I mean, it's clean and all. Did you notice this though? Back to the Carfax and everything. This thing for the past 6 years before it got to me was registered in DC. I don't know if you can see, this car clearly had an out of country plate on it. As you can see by the marks right there. Clearly had a out of state plate on it. Out of country plate. I don't know why I said out of state. There's the biggest dent that we got right there. I think it's fairly nice. Can't see it from far away. So this car has a siren on it. Has out of country plates. One point. My opinion is, because of ball. My opinion is it was a diplomat type car, diplomatic immunity. That's my guess as to why it has so many pin size just dings all over the place. If you look here as well, can you see all those key scratches? Clearly this car had a lot of people riding in the back of it. But if you look at the seats and all, the seats are super soft. It's amazing. The interior of this car was just taken care of. Exterior of the car, on the other hand, that's a different story. That shit got messed up. It's the service record of this car. Seems like they had infinite money. Car had a new transmission, timing belt recently. When this car went into the Lexus dealership, they were probably just like, man, money, money. All right, so I'm not even sure where we are in the video at this point or even what's going on right now. But so we're gonna go for a little drive. Everything works in this car. It's just, I don't want, or yeah, actually the audio, that shit isn't working. Again, I did get it to work one time, so I'm not totally scared, but so I'm just turning the screen off because with everything not working, like the alternator and everything, I'm not sure what's wrong with those things. I thought they went further. Another thing that's broken, but okay, so we're gonna go for a drive now. I got my seat cooler, cooled seats on. When I first test drove the car, steering wheel was straight. Car drove good. I knew about older Lexuses and immediately just asked where the highway is or how to get back to the highway, and took it on the highway to see if it would shake at speeds of 65, 70 miles an hour, because that's when these old Lexuses shake. Car's quiet. I mean, I'm not gonna get on it because I don't know if I said this earlier in the video. I'm pretty sure there's an O2 sensor that, oh man, we're low on power. The transmission's not shifting anymore. Okay, that's a clear sign that I need to turn around and go home. But so, this is just to drive the car before I am to maybe fix anything on it. Once the car starts getting low on power, it seems the transmission doesn't want to shift past third gear. And when I mean low on power, I mean low on battery power. See, it shifted there. All right, we're shifting again, actually. I mean, you know, the car's quiet. It's honestly what I asked for. It seems to be hit on every side, but Carfax again only shows that it's been hit on the rear. Which, for having the rear repainted or redone, it's totally scratched all over the back of it. Will it be a good daily driver? Who knows?